Hi, this is JJ Meyer. It's great to see everybody today, and glad you're here tuning in. I'm going to talk about something today that is rampant. It's something that we really see a lot of, and we don't recognize it sometimes. It's called Candida or yeast infection. The infection is actually called candidiasis, and the ailment is due to Candida albicans, which we'll shorten it and call it yeast infection or Candida. How do we get it and what can we do about it? I want to visit with you about that a little bit today. It's a true infection and we need to take it serious. We got three infections, I always say, in the body. The number one infection is bacteria. We know about that, and viral also. But Candida is a very serious infection, and we're finding out it affects a lot more of the body than we realize. Next week, we're going to talk about the gut-brain connection. So this is also something that really affects and is determined by gut health. But this time of year, we talked about a little bit last week with the introduction of Halloween this time of year. From now on, clear through till the first of the year, we have sugar galore, don't we? And talk about feeding the wrong type of bacteria in the body and also yeast. What happens a lot of times, the most scientific way is actually do a stool test, and we'll pick out yeast from a stool test or Candida. But I do kinesiology, and I find it in a high percentage of people anymore. And the classic American diet really feeds Candida. It's fed by flour, it's fed by sugar, the combination of both of those. Candida just loves that. If our immune system gets run down in the body, yeah, it really is more rampant. That and stress, and if we introduce those foods we talked about, it really gets it going. So you'll see people, the symptoms are fatigue a lot of times will show up. And Candida itself shouldn't cause fatigue, but we'll see it with people that are run down, they're stressed, they're not getting enough sleep, their immune system's gradually depleting, and it gets to be a cascade. So what happens is our gut health is affected, and then the Candida moves in, and a lot of times this will happen after antibiotic therapy, which antibiotics are great for bacterial infections. That's what they were designed for, but they're so overused, so misused, and also after use, they kill gram-negative and positive bacteria. They're so strong. And then yeast or Candida will move in and take over the gut. And I'll ask people just stick their tongue out, and I look at it, it's like, oh my goodness, it looks like somebody spray painted it white. And our tongue should have a nice color to it, a nice pink color. But if the tongue is white, it follows the alimentary canal. It goes clear down into the esophagus, into the stomach. People wonder why their gut aches and they burn. We have people that burp constantly. They wonder why. They go to the doctor. They take omeprazole or something to sop the acid. That's not the answer, guys. We are so full of yeast and Candida. We need to take it serious because we're finding out now that Candida will even inhabit organs. They're finding out, research studies are showing it even contributes to diabetes. It attacks the islets of Langerhans even that are the production of insulin in the body. So it's something we need to really take serious. The gut itself is inflamed right away with Candida. So what we'll have a lot of times is people will either go one way or the other. They get constipated, they get diarrhea long enough. We can get colitis, Crohn's, for example. And Candida is the base problem in that. It's hard to get over Candida if we're going to consistently feed it with sugar and flour because the body wants that. It usually wants what we shouldn't have, doesn't it? And the stuff that really tastes good, we've already got Candida. The Candida, the yeast, is feeding on that. So it says, feed me more, give me more of that sugar and flour, and let's really feed it. Problem is, it takes months to get over that if we are consistently feeding the Candida. There's different foods in our diet that help that, kind of like we do with natural treatment for infections. Garlic is good. Lauric acid found in coconut oil is actually good. You can do it externally. If you see ringworm, that's a fungal infection. If you put coconut oil even on a fungal infection on the toes, the same way, coconut oil will help. Turmeric internally, or the pure source curcumin, you can help Candida infection with that. Also, probiotics are good. We actually get thousands more probiotics taking food, for example, fermented food, as in sauerkraut. I know some of these are foreign to a lot of people. Kombucha, which is fermented tea, is excellent for feeding the gut to help kill off that culture. And you can even do coconut oil. The organic, non-refined coconut oil internally is okay too. So there are ways of doing that. And to not feed Candida is the key. Stay away from the sugar and flour. Try to get enough rest. We say the same thing about building the immune system. Rest is the key. Keep that digestive tract, the bowels moving correctly. Shouldn't be too much, but it shouldn't be not enough. We get too many people not pooping every day, so we need to do that. I love that word. So we really need to take Candida serious. It's the most common infection I see, overriding bacterial and viral. And we're going to see a lot of it this time of year because we're going to be feeding it. Take it serious. They're seeing now that it actually does affect brain, thought pattern, even Mayo Clinic. It's interesting, 96% of the people that they found out when they've got a chronic sinus infection, get this. Initially, they start out with bacterial, right? So we treat it with an antibiotic. Yeast moves in, takes over. If it goes on a month, some of these people, including myself, this really hit home with me because I look back until I started treating my sinuses naturally. Instead of going through antibiotics once a year, then twice a year, then once a month, I started treating it with natural, good supplements, build the immune system. And get this, 96% of those people that they tested with a chronic sinus infection had Candida in their mucus of the nose. So a lot of chronic sinus infections are based in Candida infection. It's a common one. We don't hear a lot about it. It's not treatable very good by medication, maybe one reason we don't, but it can be treated naturally. And there again, we need to build that immune system. It's all about that, isn't it? We're going to talk about the gut-brain connection next week. It's interesting how the gut and brain actually are linked neurologically and physiologically. It's the way God made this body. It's absolutely amazing. But we can help it, and we can do it naturally. And if you need any more info or need some help from this guy, just let me know, because I love to work with this stuff. We can treat this stuff. Probiotics are good, like I said, and we can detect it from stool if somebody wants to be really scientific and really prove it. I use kinesiology too. It shows up very easy when I do muscle testing, applied kinesiology, and it's all safe. This is something it's been on my mind for a while, and I thought I would talk about it. Next week, we'll continue with the gut-brain connection. You guys have a great rest of the day and a great weekend. Stay warm. It's chilly in the Midwest right now, isn't it? You guys take care, and it was great visiting today. I love this.